Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. Today, back into War in the East 2. That's made by Gary Grigsby and Company. This is our Let's Play against the Soviet AI. And that AI is pushing us to the limit. We're now on episode 184, if you can believe that. And as always, thank you so much for all the support. As these episodes go on, they're actually getting more popular. So great. That's fantastic. Glad you guys like it. It's a great game. I try to add a little bit of something to it each episode, but it's really all about the game. It's a great one. So thank you for all the support. I do appreciate it. We're zooming towards 4,000 subscribers. Certainly never thought I'd get there, and certainly not within a year. So thanks again. Thanks for the contributions to the Monocle Fund and now the Mini Monocle Fund. Thanks for all the kind words. My little personal announcement yesterday. Um, Okay, when I left you last time, we had turned the turn, we had looked at the stats. I said we're going to jump into it. We are. I like to give people a couple minutes just to pile in. And speaking of which, hello, Anthony Watson. How are you? CJ says, hold the line. There's a lot of holes out. More than the PGA Tour. Okay, nice reference, CJ. I'll give you a hat tip for that. Reed Schaffer's here. Butts are fly effect. Hi, three times to you, my friend. Nordhammer's here. Um, Nord thinks we maybe should go down to two Panzer armies. Not a bad idea, Nord. I kind of like that because we do need another assault. Well, that's not true. We're too late to go to an assault army, really, because assault armies cannot dig in, and we're in the dig in phase. I really wanted to get more um, units with a higher command. A lot of those units in the middle, those cores in the middle, do not go directly to an army right now because we just don't have enough command points in that set. So you're playing this kind of yin and yang game. You can't dig in if you're an assault army. And we need our infantry to start digging in. So we'll have to take a look at that when we go around this time. Hello, McCall. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, Geezer, what's up? Thank you guys for dropping by. Big Head Valley's here. Let's just go and start going after it. Now, the first thing I wanted to do actually is go look at the reserves so we don't forget to put anything on the map. Nothing upsets you guys more. Now, it looks like the Luftwaffe field divisions can't come on this time. They're still in pink, so that'll take till next time. We do have a new Panzer division. Boy, that's exciting. I like the sound of that. Now it's got no Panzers in it. It's not very strong. It's got 3,400 men in it. That will build up back here in the reserves this time. Next time we'll get it on the map just in time to put it in an urban area and hide it. I'm looking down here. It looks like the TOEs don't look great on any of this stuff. Still building. I need the folk, the German folk, to pick it up. Let's go. We need everything we can get. But these field divisions, we'll be able to bring them on next time. If we look at one of them, you can see they're made up of Rifle Squad 40. Okay. Some Pioneer squads. They kind of have the same breakdown as a regular German division. They eventually, though, only have about half the strength when it comes to men. I think we saw it was about 7,500 men, something like that. The typical German division, when it rolls off the presses, is like 16,300 men, give or take a few. And so these are going to be coming on at about half strength of what you think of a normal division, maybe even a little less than that. So they'll have to be strategically placed. And if there's one thing I do, you guys know, is strategically place units. Do we have any planes? Not really. I mean, we've got some bombers back here. We've got like 31 level bombers. We've got some recon aircraft, but nothing really. We do have this transport group. We could bring them out, but I like to have a little bit back in the reserves just in case we take a bad beat or a bad loss somewhere. So I think we'll just leave that alone for now. We already looked at all the stats last time, so I think we can kind of just jump in, right? What else would we do? Let's take the victory points off. I think at this point, you guys know the victory point situation. We've got to try to hold Kalinin, and we've got to try to hold Stelino. Now, we're 1 point shy of being able to lose one of them. So, not that I want to lose either one of them, but eventually I would like to pull back from Kalinin here. This is not sustainable, really. Now, one thing we can do is get a bunch of infantry up in here and try to actually make this our line, and then take all the motorized and try to surround some things here. We're probably running out of time for that, to be honest with you. If we look down at Salino Way, out here. This is was looking okay, but the problem now is we're not getting any supply out here. If you look at the movement points, we're down to about half movement points. That's only because we flew in a bunch of freight to Stelino. This rail line has been cut, and this was the main rail line coming from the south. It was going into D-Town, or it was branching off. Well, maybe this may be getting a little bit through here to Z Town, but that's getting very I mean, we're one hex away from them cutting that line. We've got to go get this under control. Now, luckily, we've got two Panzer Corps coming over here. The original idea was to try to do some kind of grand encirclement. You guys know how that goes usually when I make some grand plan. It gets scaled back at some point. At this point, it may be scaled back just to get little mini pockets here for as long as we can before we have to put them in mothballs for the winter. Don't get mad at me, Dord. We're not going to completely stop attacking and whatnot, but with some of the mechanized and motorized, we need to get them put in some urban areas. Okay. Nord says we need probably 550 points because we're going to lose more and more points from our theater boxes. Okay, I haven't played this far forward in the game, obviously. This is my first time through. So if that's true, that could inform our strategy. Um, Interesting. Hey, Big Head Valley, that's interesting history. It says the 27th Panzer Division was incomplete armored division of the German Wehrmacht. During World War II, it began forming in the southern sector of the Eastern Front in late 1942. Okay, interesting. I wonder if it'll build here, or if they'll stick historical that it never quite builds all the way. Who knows? I don't know. They've thought of a lot of things in this game. I don't. That would be pretty advanced stuff. We'll see. Let's go check out the Narva line. Now, when I looked at this before, I thought, you know, I kind of want to move these two divisions back behind the major river, right? So we've got minor river here, which gives the Soviets a penalty if they're attacking. And let's actually look at this and make sure. Okay, I wanted to make sure that it went to the northeast as well, because I want to be protected from these guys, and I want to be protected from these guys. And you can see the river flow through here. It does go right there. It's not, we can take the units off. I guess that's the easiest way to do it. And you can see it does flow through here. So I was going to back these guys up, and then I thought, I don't know. I mean, we got a level 3 fort in deep woods. Heavy wood. I call them deep woods, like deep woods off, but it's heavy woods. Um, I think I'm just going to leave him there. I don't want to give up the level 3 fort. Now, this guy's starting, he's got what, 5, 6 Soviet divisions kind of on the three sides of him. He's also down, he's got 9,200 men. He's at 55, 58. I mean, these guys just really aren't building up much. That's because we've got a lot of other things on refit. This is also a long logistical journey up here. Speaking of which, let's look at the rail. Now, we've got green all the way out here to Narva, and you may say, what the hell is that yellow? That yellow just means it's next to Soviet troops. So we could not rail troops here, but every understanding I have from the rule book is freight does come in here. And if we look at the logistics, you can say we actually did receive freight. Now, you could argue, well, that came in by truck, but I don't believe so. Not that level of freight. So we are getting it out here at Narva. It's coming through Sonda. which is actually could probably go to a 3, right? I mean, we want it coming out here to the 4, so let's do that as a 3. I could make Talon a 3, but I don't want to do that because I want all of the ports that are coming in that are 2s, I want them pushing up to Talon, and then Talon to Sonda. Now it's going to pass through Sonda because these are both 3s, or it should. Or, Sonda's going to pull, Talon's going to pull, and then they're both going to try to go to the 4 out here at Narva. That's how the game works, evidently. I say evidently. I mean, I've read the rule book now several times. That's how it's supposed to work. It seems to be working okay, but these guys never get any new men. A lot of that's because we've got other things on refit, I think. We've also got this secondary rail that's building up the rail to nowhere out here. I mean, this rail line doesn't go anywhere. It just goes to the lake. This is to take our troops down here for a little R&R on Lake Peepus. Who hasn't ever wanted to do that? Got some motorboats out here on Lake Peepus, although you got to look out for the artillery fire that may greet you out here. Okay, we've still got this unit back in the land bridge, just sitting here at the land bridge. I want to keep that there. For one thing, I want Anthony Watson to stay sane. If I move that out of there, I think that might be in game for Anthony. So I want to keep something there at the land bridge. Hey James, what's up? Uh, Now then, that's maybe a good. Yeah, yeah. Nord had mentioned that before. James says it here. I think it's a few other people have said it. Disband some of those field divisions, those Luftwaffe field divisions. No, not Luftwaffe. Luftwaffe. That's why. That's why I was having a problem there. Brain freeze. To disband some of those. Why would we do that? Well, because then those guys go into the pools. Those guys, that equipment goes into the pools, and it beefs up other things. So probably, some of them. I don't know the exact number yet in my head, but some of those I think we will disband. I think that's a good idea. Okay. Land bridge. We got it, Anthony. We got it. Along this line, we've got level 3 forts. I don't see any reason to move these guys or to change anything here around Pskov now that we're into October. At one point, I had kind of tossed around in my head moving out to the Plyusa. Potentially, you got a little gap there, but then you can come around here by Saltsy. I just like to say Saltsy. That sounds like a British town, right? I mean, Saltsy should be a British town. Up here by Shimsk and Lake Ilmen and along here. I was thinking about doing something like that. That ended up being a little ambitious thinking. I don't think that was ever really in the cards. We do have this Moscow Jaeger back here that's just sitting in Pskov. Some of you, all of you probably remember the disastrous situation of the runaround where they got Pskov for like a turn before we knocked them back out of here because they just shot a gap and got in there. So just to protect against that, and to protect against that, we've got this little field division. It's 3,600 men. It's not a whole lot. Then we got the Jaeger back here, 2,200 men just sitting in Pskov. It's not like they're going to do anything offensive and really help defensively anyway, so they may as well just take up space, and that's what we got them doing. Let's take the Finns here. We're going to attack there, but I've been having that little bug where we have to do an attack to see the movement sometimes. It only pops up like after every 20 moves or so. I'm going to leave this attack right here open, and also this one. So if we have that problem, I have some attacks that I can come up here that I know I want to do. I would like to hit all 3 of these Soviet units if we can. Only this one's in a fort level that we can see anyway. These 2 are not. They look weak. I'd like to drive them out of here. Now, we're not really going anywhere, but if they're going to give us 1,000 men, 1,500 men that we can, disable, destroy, we may as well just take it. Along those lines, this unit here, I don't really want it pushing up here by the rail, so we may attack that. But I'm going to leave these up here as kind of my safety valve when the bug appears. All right, let's look over here by Kalinin, and what do I want to do? Well, basically, I want to get these panzers out of here to the extent possible. Now, we can't weaken this too much, right? But I want to get motorized in the town. The motorized fight better in the urban areas. This is just asking for to lose a lot of panzers. But I think to get motorized up here, we're going to have to move these units to the west side of town, and then we can bring them right up. We can bring the motorized up this way, potentially. He's now building a lot of strength to the east of this line. And as you can see, we've got cores out here. He's representing a 34 defense. I doubt that's true because we see an airborne unit. Those are generally fairly weak, but we've got a core here, maybe two. Nope, it's two rifle divisions and a rifle corps. Excuse me. So this probably is accurate or close to it. 14, 17, 14 on the offense, 17 on the defense. We need to get some of this out of here because this will wreck panzers. And what's the best way to do that? Well, like I said, I want the motorized to be out here at the tip of the spear. They're just better on the defense. They're better in an urban area. You don't lose tanks when when not good ones anyway. Maybe Panzer twos or something or some armored cars, but you don't lose like your good Panzer fours, your good Panzer threes. So we need to get these guys out of here, or at least down here, closer to Rezhev. And then as we move infantry up, we can get hopefully the panzers all the way out. We'll see if that's possible. We've got two isolated units here. Now, they're really not too badly isolated. I mean, we've got a unit here. We can just go touch them right now. But I really want to try to scoot infantry up here as much as I can. So if the motorized is out here, the panzers here, then the infantry takes their place, and we've got infantry and motorized. I'd feel a lot better about that. So how are we going to go about that? Well, he's sitting in a level 3 fort here. I really don't want to move that. Level 2, level 1. Now, these guys don't have to be right next to each other. We can do every other hex here and start scooching. One thing we do need to do, though, is a nutcracker right here. Now, can I do it with just one division? It's a good question. Do I need to? I don't think I really need to because these guys aren't moving at all. This is going to be Von Chapuis, 38th Corps, Von Chapuis. Let's make sure he's got everything he needs. We could put a Stugen here if possible. I thought they were all. Did I hand those out last time? I guess I did. Too bad. Well, he's got rockets. He's got flak. We could even give him a light flak. Gosh darn it, actually, he doesn't have the access to much. Okay, well, it's not the biggest deal in the world. Let's move him into Valeki Luki for a turn. Why am I doing that? Because if this routes, I just don't want him to get misplaced. Displaced. Displaced. All right, let's hit that nutcracker. Boop. Back he goes. 1343, 16 on the guns, 193 for Von Chapuis, 3 on the guns. We'll take that and we'll move him back out here. It's dangerous to let a single man like Von Chapuis loose in Valeki Luki. We want to get him back out into the suburbs. Let's just put him there. Okay, that's fine. I mean, they're going to keep trying to push through here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's actually back him up even one more. All right, so now all of his guys are in command. I just don't want him to get displaced for no reason. He's still, not that it matters that much, but he's on major rail if we needed to move him, or, I'd rather he be on major rail than just be on like rough or something. So, okay, that's all good. Now this guy, let's start a scooch effect. It's like the butterfly effect. One unit affects all others. Butterfly flaps its wings in China. Okay, let's scoot him over. Now I do know he's in a level 2 fort. I understand that. But he should be able to. Oh, that reminds me actually. How many construction? I've got 2 construction battalions there. Okay, that's Modal and Valeki Luki. This is Velkers up here. Now he's going all the way back to a 3rd Panzer Army. You don't like that. Does Modal have any open? He has 3 points open. I'd really like to move this into 9th Army, but I don't really see how we do it. What's 18th Army looking like? 26 of 27. Army Group North 62 of 108. It's doing us absolutely no good to have this go back to 3rd Panzer Army. I mean, he's out of command. Now, 3rd Panzer Army could maybe move north at some point. Who else does he have? 3rd Panzer Army. All right, he's got this group. He's only got this one other corps. Interesting. Okay, let's move him north. And everything that I bring up north, I guess I could put under, well, he's got 24 of 27. I'm going to have to think about that one. I'm going to think about that one. Now, the problem is these guys have to attack a little bit. So what I do is bring him north for a moment anyway. Put these guys in, make sure they're in command. Let's just go to Orsha. Let's go to Orsha. There we go. Okay, off he goes. Yes, I could have done that by rail. Don't yell at me, Kalo. Uh, so he didn't get as much fatigue. Not that it matters that much for headquarters. I kind of wonder if I should kind of leave that the same, actually. This unit is still isolated down here, but this unit's so weak with only 7920 attacking into this. I don't think I'm going to attack into it. I don't think we can get them to surrender. These units could start moving up this way, or they could start coming around here. Okay. I think what we need to do is move backwards, as I like to do sometimes when we're going to do some scooching. Yeah, I do need some to hold the line. I get both sides of that argument, breaking up the field divisions that we're going to be getting. Oh, one thing, let's return this secondary rail that's out of Ninth Army. Let's put that back in the headquarters. It's a little dangerous out here, I think. These units actually look fairly strong. All right, I'm going to move backwards. And what's the best way to go about this? Well, let's see if we can even get motorized up here as it currently stands. It doesn't look like we can. He's got 39 movement points and he can't get up there. I definitely want him motorized in here, maybe 2. I think what we want to do then, now this is on this side of the river. Gosh darn it. There's not necessarily a whole lot of great options here. He could be the guy that's going to stay back. So why don't we take him, take him, 18th motorized. Let's move it up. It's under 57th. 57th is under Hubei. Hubei's gotten even better. He's actually gotten a little better on morale and initiative because I think he starts as a 7767. So I think he's gained a point there, which is good. Let's make sure he's got a lot of artillery, a lot of mixed flak. He's got a Stug. He's got pioneers. He's got construction. He's got warfare. Let's put another construction unit in with him. Okay, let's take this then. Now I'm on the same side of the river as this, right? Let's look at his where the river is to him. It's east and southeast, okay? My headquarters has not moved, so we can do a hasty attack here and still get support units. I really want this to rout, though. But let's try it with the hasty and off. Wow, okay. That went flying away. 4,500 men. It says routed, but it essentially just disintegrated. 4505, 37 and 6. That's all but 100 men that melted into the landscape. 4 on the plains, so we've moved that out now. All right. I need to move this one as well. I think, oh, we got the bug. You can see it. I can't see anywhere I can move. All right, well, let's go up here. That's why I saved some of these. Let's take the Finns. They could probably do this on their own. This is the strongest Finnish unit sitting here. Let's do a deliberate attack here. Let's make sure that our headquarters looks good. Artillery, mix, construction, warfare. Okay, what's available to him? Not a whole lot. He does have 2 construction battalions. Let's give him a third. These guys are going to be digging in even more. Let's just give him another one. Let's also look at the rail while we're back here by Pskov. Let's make sure it all looks good, and let's look at our logistics. We've got Pskov at a 4. You can see here it's getting in a lot of freight. Seems everything seems to be working fine. Now we could probably build another depot to kind of as a pass along depot out here. I must say I haven't tested the game enough to know whether that'd make a difference. Like if we put a 3 in Ostrov, um, but I think I will. We've got a lot of AP, so let's create a depot here. Yes, and let's make it a 3 and start trying to build this logistical network with more pass throughs. Now, you may say this is a 3, this should probably be a 2. Let's make this a 2 so it's continually passing. You can see it's passing most of, but it does have a little bit stored. Let's get it passing up and on, okay? We probably could build one, out in this area, but I'm going to look at that a little bit closer before we do. I'm also going to try to look at the logistics each time as we go along here. All right, let's take the fins and hit here. All right, we route that and scoot it back. Actually, a really nice result for us. We lose 57 men. The Soviets lose 31-62. You can see the Finns have 13,843 in this group, so nice. Okay, he loses 63 artillery, and off that goes. And let's see if that freed us up here. Yeah, now we can see where we can move. Now we need to move this and this, I think, ultimately. So let's move him here. Okay, we have another unit here. That was also blocking us a little bit. He's still in command. It's 4 of 5. I think for this one, I'm going to do a deliberate attack. I need to make sure that moves. If this moves, I think he can get into Kalinin no problem. Okay, let's hit that with a deliberate. He takes a step back, so I'm glad I did do that deliberately. 1579, 15 or 51, I'm sorry, dyslexia. 75 men we lost there. So we haven't lost much here, and we've been moving. Yeah, now he can go straight up to Kalinin. With 5, but we may as well try to move some more of this. We know he can get there now, so we may as well try to move more if we can. I could do a hasty attack here, but I really want to make sure this can become part of the line and he can become part of the line. Now you can see we can get 3 straight motorized right here. We can't quite get there, but this guy, if we move something else, I think could get in here. I'm going to take this. Well, that's 87 Panzers. That's 113. I don't want to be losing Panzers up here. I've got 129. I've also got Totenkopf back here. Wow, Totenkopf can get all the way there. I love it. Okay, well, that's good because we can scoot some of this infantry up and take its place. Where else do I have motorized? So I have 2. Okay, this is very weak. 23. I need to put, oh, I see. I need to put this Panzer division back together. Let's just go ahead and do that. This is the one that was sitting in Rezhev. It may continue to do so, though, so maybe I'll hold there for a second. Oh, this is a real Rubik's Cube here. You can tell I'm from the 1980s when I say Rubik's Cube. Uh, anyway, let's take both Panzer divisions and do a deliberate attack here. I want to move this. I want to make sure we move it, and I don't want to lose too many tanks. This is going into the light woods. Let's hit that. Okay, we lose 4 tanks. I'll take that. I'll take that. No more. Okay, good. Okay, we lost 4 tanks, but we moved that out, and we've got really weak units here. But now these guys can start coming down the line and getting out of here a little bit. They can take the place of some of these motorized on this side, which is a lot weaker, I think, right? Or at least it appears to be. Okay, this unit's probably going to come all the way down here. As a matter of fact, he could probably take the place here. Totenkopf can get here with 0. I like that. That's the strongest. 15,400 men. It's looking really strong there. So let's go ahead and put that in Kalinin. I know I want that there. It maybe is not completely ideal for movement points, but I know I want it there. Now let's take this motorized. I know I want that there. And then this motorized, I know I want that there. All right, so now we've moved all those. Now I have a decision. I could move this motorized up into town to make sure we have 2 full motorized. That's 31,000 men that would be sitting in Kalinin. Let's move this Panzer as far as he can really get is here. He could also go here, I guess, and hold to the west of town because they don't have a lot of strength here as opposed to over here. Yeah, let's move him down that road. I'm going to put him right there. Now, he may end up getting attacked and have a problem, but I think I would rather have him there. This is a strong motorized division. So let's move this here. Okay, and we'll start to kind of try to build this side of the line a little bit. Now we have this, and we're going to do it with panzers. We're going to move them over here to the west first, and then we'll move them out later. This panzer division, let's move him there. Let's do a hasty attack against this unit that already kind of got ripped up a little bit. Ooh, okay, he didn't have much strength. We lose 8 panzers there. This is a little stronger, I guess, than I thought. Okay, well, good to know. 25, we've got 25 here. Some of these panzers I need to move in down here and take the place on the line. So let's get him down here. We're going to have to move the headquarters a little bit. Don't worry, I'm going to get some of this other motorized over here in a second. Now, this motorized would have 21 points to here. He could also hit there quickly across the river, but I think I'd rather move him here. All right, let's do a deliberate attack. He's in command. Let's hit that, try to knock that back, and we do. 984. We only lost 81 men. We did lose 10 bombers there. Okay. Now I've got this other motorized over here, but I've got panzers that can move this direction. I've also got infantry that can move up here. So now this panzer can come over here to protect Rezhev, or maybe even sit in Rezhev eventually. But I want to keep this conga line in order. He can't go any further south. He could go 1 south. I'm actually going to move him down 1. These guys are all connected up here, so that's fine. This headquarters, I'm going to stack with him. All of these guys are still in command then. Let's take this motorized. Now, see, they have to come across a river here, but we are going to have to hold Rezhev. And I may eventually move this unit into Rezhev, but first of all, let's move him there. All right. Let's do a deliberate attack there and try to knock that out of here. And we do 22, 47, 21. We could keep this right here. So we've got motorized all along the road here. That's a 3. Okay, 8 and 24. Now we have infantry that we can start to move up here and take the place. And let's just do that. Let's move. This is a stronger unit. He's a 4 and 12 with 12 movement points, but he's got like 11,000 men. Pretty strong. So let's get him up here, there. Now these guys, this 6th ID has rebuilt. Let's put him there. Okay. Now, this is the weakest of the units. Let's stack him with the Panzer Division. And then we'll take my guy Theobald Lieb and just put him in Rezhev. Okay? So I've scooted this north. I think it's stronger now. I guess history will be the judge. This unit's fairly weak. This unit is stronger. Let's get him up the way here. Now, we can't abandon all of this, obviously. We got to make sure that we can scoot other units up here, but I think we can. I don't think that's going to be a huge problem. We've also got this Panzer Division could hit this. We may need to do that at some point. We may need to put this Panzer Division back together, but we'll get to that. Okay, let's scoot these guys up then. Now we got to be careful because this is terrible terrain here, so it's hard to scoot through here. Let's put you there. Oh, yes, 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 yes. I had forgotten about this motorized that we have back here, and I think we have another one, don't we, somewhere? Or, nah, I guess this is the one I did have here. We do have this motorized that can get way up in this business. I may want him over on this side. I probably do, actually. He would have 15 there. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this Panzer Division. and potentially this one. I'm tempted to move them up here and try to do a mini encirclement, but I don't know that we can pull that off. We could also try to just go across here and encircle these guys, which really allows the infantry to start going and allows us to establish this is the line. So we've got infantry there. Boy, I'm tempted. We don't have much on this backside. We got to get these guys moving. Can I get him around here? I can to there. This guy I can get to there. The problem would be, them linking up right here. We just can't have that. Um, but we can spread these guys out a little bit. Sorry for the delay here. I'm having to think, and that always hurts my head. Okay, this all looks fine. I'm happy with that. But we definitely have free panzers here that we could move about. Him, him. We could move them down here. Maybe that's what I do. All right, let's get the infantry moving up here then. We got a panzer division there. Wow, he can get all the way up to here. Not even sure I want him to go that far, to be honest. Let's put him there. Okay, and we'll start moving this infantry up this way. And then we can put this guy in heavy woods. Let's do that if we can. So we'll put him up there. And then I guess we can go right there with this infantry. This infantry, well, let's put him, let's say where? Here? Okay, let's put him there. So we're still every other hex. Now I think we can really get some of these panzers out of here a little bit. This guy's got 24 movement points. Let's get him going this way. Maybe we can just cut off some of this stuff over here. I'd be happy with that. We could also come up here, but I think I'd rather go this way. Now, I don't want to get too adventurous. Let's bring him there to begin with. This guy, we've got infantry, but it's not very strong infantry. We also need some stuff down here, obviously. We can get this infantry up here, so let's do that. He's going to go there. Okay, and then they have another infantry division that can go, let's say, right there. Okay, now we've got this motorized that could start to lead the way if I can get other things over here. So this unit can go here. How far can you go? Not that far. Meanwhile, we got to move this headquarters up. And we've still got these two smaller, or this Panzer division go back together. Okay, let's bring... Got to be careful. But what I'm trying to do is destroy all of this, and so whether he pushes this way kind of becomes moot, but it's not moot, as you well know. Let's move him there. Okay, let's take the headquarters and just start moving him up here. I don't know if that's far enough, but we'll deal with that in a minute. Okay, this motor, man, if I could blast that right there with this motorized, that could open things up. Let's move this infantry here. I'm just going to move this guy around him. This unit's doing absolutely nothing here. It's just sitting here. We may as well move that. And then this guy I think I can bring here. Okay. Then we can go there and there. All right, so he's no longer isolated, or neither one of these are isolated. 4 and 4. Now we can bring this motorized. And if I can get rid of this right here, that opens up a lot and also keeps them from coming across here. Let's hope. All right, what is he in? Deep woods and a level 2 fort. And we're in light mud. Good lord, I keep saying deep woods. It's heavy woods. Heavy woods. Does he have any river around him anywhere? No, a minor river to the west. Okay, there's that minor river. All right, let's step this guy here. Let's do a deliberate attack and hope we move this son of a gun. Move! Ah, nope. We lose 125 men for our efforts. Next turn. Okay, but I'm going to put him there. I think we're okay. I think it's going to be fine. Let's move this headquarters there. Now, that is a light division. We got to be careful with that. But we do have strength here. Tell you what, I'm going to put the motorized there, so there's no possibility of that. But now we have a lot of strength right here. This is completely isolated. I kind of don't care what it does. I mean, it's not going to move. It doesn't have enough to move. It may just disintegrate. Um, Now, if he moves here, that's fine. I think we're out of the isolation zone. I'm not talking about your prom date. I don't think these guys can get isolated again. So I think that's okay. What's going on down here? Kalo, you always get so worked up. I don't think it's quite that serious. Nah, we're fine. We don't need. I mean, we can't pull back. Not if we, unless we just say, okay, you know what, screw it. We're not going to take the initiative, or we're just going to lose the initiative. We can't pull back, and I've decided I want to keep the initiative, so we're not going to pull back. Whoop, that's gone. So then it's a matter of how do we best deal with this situation. Now, he's got the same supply issues that we would have out here, and we've broken his supply chain straight out of Moscow for the most part. Now, it could go up here on the minor rail. This major rail, though, we've got because of Kalinin. So I think we're fine out here, and I'm going to start pushing the Panzers this way. I think we can trap a bit here, and we've got a lot coming this way. I mean, I've still got another full core of infantry that's coming this way. So I think we're totally fine. Could be wrong, but we've been doing all right in this game. Um, this guy still has 13. Oh, this guy has 13, but this is a very weak infantry unit. So I think I'm going to keep him there. He could try to go here, but that's just an airborne unit. I like how this sets up. I'm happy with this. I think we can completely fold this in. Now, whether we want to keep going and do more than that is a question, which would open up the infantry to, yeah, I don't know, move out into this woods line and go straight across from Kalinin eventually. I don't know if we can get all the way there, certainly. Uh, but I definitely think we can hold this for a bit. Now, he's out of command. Von Manstein, Eric von Manstein. Are they in command there? They are. Okay. Now everybody out here is in command, except for the one motorized we definitely need to keep in command. And then this motorized back here, but he's been out of command for a while. We're fine. This all looks good. This all is fine. Let's take logistics off very quickly. Let me just look at this one more time. We turn the corner here. We've got movement points. We could, keep going here, but I mean, yeah, we could try to fold this in, but this is actually a fairly weak unit. 7757. He's 8746. The Polizia, that's police, not Polish. Let's actually trade places. Maybe this guy. He's got 10,000. Let's bring him over here. And let's take the weaker unit and put it over here. Now, he can't get into that level 2 fort. He'll have to do that next time. But that's fine. This is a little stronger. It looks like this is where the Soviets, have a little bit of a bunch. They've got some here, but now this infantry can start trying to roll up some of this stuff along with this. And then we've also got, I'm going to keep this part of this Panzer division here. I'm just going to keep, oh, we've got infantry here. So I guess we could put the Panzer division together. Lieb wants to sit in Rezhev. I get that. I'll just wait. I'll put that together next time just in case he tries to shoot the gap here. But yeah, this infantry's out here. That's fine. We've got now these units. Now, these guys, this headquarters, who is this? Airline. Airline is going back to 4th Army. It's 10 of 15. That all looks good. We can start bringing the boys in gold up this way. They can also help. Or we could scoot this bit. But that's a big core and it's an important one. Where are the rest of airlines guys? They're back here. Let's put them on the rail. Straight into Smolensk or Vitebsk, I guess. I guess Smolensk is the place to put them. Now they can get off the train. And I will move him, what, 1 hex that way, just so he's out off of Smolensk, so we can bring the other unit in there. Put that on the train. Up to Smolensk you go. It's a beautiful train ride to Smolensk, right along the Dnieper River. Okay. Oh, we don't want all three of those to move. There we go. We could come up this way. Let's keep them on the roadway. We'll put them right there. And now the headquarters. Now this is under. Yeah, my guy Recknagel. Wow, what a looker this guy is. He needed that. He needed that accoutrement, to say the least. Let's put him on the train, and we'll take him up by Smolensk. And there we go. Now everybody's in command. He'll get off the train. All right. Now let's take these. Well, they can come all the way out here by Valeki Luki if we wanted them to, or we could bring them up the train here, but that doesn't seem to make much sense. Let's move these guys. Gosh, I'm tempted to take some of this up here just to definitely block this off. Um, let's do that. Let's do that for a turn anyway. He'll come up here. Actually, let's put him in the level 2 fort. This guy can come up here. And now these guys can fill the line here for a turn. Now we may, change commands, do something like that. We'll see. There's a little gap there. I don't like that, but I think I can move this guy here maybe. Let's have him go there. All right. You're not on the train anymore. Let's make sure Recknagel has his stuff. He's got artillery, mixed flak, construction, Werfer. Wow, there's a howitzer back there for that. The Stugs, where the hell did the Stugs go? I thought I had more than that. I must have really passed them out last time. We still have a core back here if we need it. Heights. These guys are here. Can move them up the road one more, I guess. I just may leave him here kind of guarding um, Smolensk. Now, these guys can move a little further north because, as you see, Soviets don't have a ton of strength out here. He would have 2 there. Let's actually hit that cavalry and blow it out of here. 1165. Now, can he get in that hex? He can. All right. We could do a deliberate attack here. It's mismatched. I get that, but let's go ahead and try that. It's a stronger unit. We knock that back. 1,400 men on the move there. And now he can scoot forward or scoot over. Let's actually have him scoot over just a little bit so he's protecting Smolensk because now this guy can go straight forward. Now we get into this core. This is Kleeman. Kleeman's out here. He's got everything he needs, it appears. Let's look at our logistics out here. We're going into Smolensk, okay. Vitebsk is a 3. Smolensk is a 4. We should probably make Orsha. Well, is that true? I mean, we've got Mogilev as a 4. We've got this as a 4 out here, but it's not connected yet. You can see the secondary rails coming out here trying to connect it, but we're not quite there yet. I probably should do a smaller rail back here, I would think. Let's do that. Let's just build a depot here at Orsha. Let's make that a level 3. Okay, so Vitebsk and Orsha, everything's coming in there. The rail lines all look good. Oh, that reminds me, we could start repairing some rail here. Let's repair there. Let's repair there. There. All right, and that's that for that guy. All right, secondary rail back here. He needs to go elsewhere. Get out of here. Return to headquarters. That's the rail line to nowhere. We'll come back and look at more of this. I could go back to here, but really I think I need to start coming out here, and that or down in this area. But we've already got 2 rail units down here, so we'll come back and look at that. But logistically, 2, 3, 4 to Smolensk. Uh, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4 to Veliky Luki, 3, 4 to Pskov, 3, 4 out to Narva. I mean, I know that some people in the comments have said build some smaller ones along the way as I don't know. I find that they start to stockpile a little bit, and it actually I think has worse performance. Now that's just what I've been able to deduce so far, but that's only through this game with you guys. Like I said, I'm not playing otherwise, I don't know. Barbara, why I needed to go after Leningrad. Well, maybe you could join Nordhammer's political organization. He was calling for that in the streets of Berlin. He called me an absolute fool. We'll see about what happens next. But yes, you're not the first person to say that we should have gone after Leningrad. I think I still had PTSD from what happened in Leningrad in 1941, or outside of Leningrad, I should say. Now we did take that. That's why we have Finn units, but it didn't quite work out well for us. We lost a lot of Panzers up there trying to get the hell out. This guy, we can start scooting around here in the center a little bit. Now, yes, I know he's in a level 2 fort. I hate to bring him across a river to get attacked. Let's actually take this guy across the river. He looks so weak out here that I'm not ready to just fully dig in yet. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. Let's take these 2 divisions and this and try to move this. Ooh, that's 20,000 men. We don't move it. Now, we technically win the battle, but we did not move that. All right. 15,000, 12,000. These guys are all in pretty good shape. Nowhere to go there then. Let's move the headquarters over here a little bit. We got a secondary rail that's out here, out of Smolensk. Got a Fourth Army. Fourth Army still under our guy Heinrique. That's fine. If he can get into here, great. We've got 2 secondary rails. You can see that the game is doing everything it can to get into that depot with secondary rail. Okay. When I say secondary rail, it works just like regular rail. I'm talking about the repair unit. That is controlled by the AI. So, there's only so much we can do about that. 2, 3, 4. One thing you can do, just always keep this in mind, you can return it to headquarters if you think it's getting a little too dangerous, wherever this thing may be. All right, let's take off logistics. I think we took a nice gander at that. That's only 4,500 men. Let's put him into town with this guy. These guys both need to build up. As a matter of fact, why don't we take this guy back towards Mogilev and let him try to rebuild a little bit? So we'll take that division off the line. I'm going to start trying to do that every turn. We've got the French infantry. We've got a very strong 330th ID out here that's almost at full strength. Almost. What do we have here? 15,000. We're looking back at Ernst Highway to Hell. He's ready for the winter. 765 and 7 on the infantry. We know he's got all of his support units. He's had them for some time. He's also 74 and 28 in his professional record. Okay, we've got a tank corps there. We really would like to move this. I think 1 division can do it. So let's do, okay, he moves 637 to 14. We'll take that. Now then, I probably could have moved that. Let's take these 2 divisions, though, and try to hit this mech force, and we knock that back. 893, 3, and 21. Okay, that all looks good. Now, these guys are kind of out. I'm going to take this French group. I'm going to put them back in Mogilev. I get that they're not strong anyway, but they're really beaten down. So I'm gonna move that back. That also, if he should shoot a gap here, we've got something behind. Um, Ernst Hell, it's looking dangerous out here. What else we got? There's Ernst Hell's guy. Let's move this around because we have this infantry that's part of this corps. Let's try to hit here. I don't know if we're going to get any joy in there. That's heavy woods. We technically win the battle, but he doesn't move. We're continuing an attempted push towards Gomel here. Now, he would still have 12 movement points there. Let's take both of these divisions and try to hit this tank corps, and we blow that out of there. 16, 40, 15, and 14. That's a nice result for us. And let's move him forward. This unit's beaten down. Let's move this back. We'll take this off the line. Now, we can't get him all the way back to a town. Um, let's just move him back there off the line for a turn. He's on refit. He's on refit, but he does not need to be. He actually got rebuilt last time. Refit, but does not need to be. Some of these got rebuilt a little bit last time. He's on refit. Wow, a lot of these along here got a lot of men last time. Ready. Ready. Yeah, this whole core rebuilt. 7201. Now, I would like to take him off the line eventually. Maybe we'll switch places with these two next time. 12,000. He does not need to be on refit. 15,000. Everything in the center got rebuilt to some degree. You know, I don't want to say they're perfect yet, but if we look at the TOE, they're back up into their 70s. You can just tell by the number of men that they have. So we can take he's not as quite as good, but we'll take him off the line here soon. 14,000. Yeah, the game sent everything to the center. Ready. So I'm going to take all of these guys off refit. Ready. He's on refit, does not need to be. Ready. Ready Player One. Sorry. I know this is fascinating to watch, but just got to make sure we don't have things on refit that don't need it. Now, he actually needs it, but he's right on the line, so it's not going to matter. This guy is not touching any Soviets, so let's put him on refit. Um, Neither is he. Put him on refit because we've taken a lot off this time. He's not going to refit no matter what we do, but it looks like he actually built up last time. These guys are going to need to be on refit. I'm just going to put them on refit. They're not going to refit this time, but they're going to need to next time. So I'll just have to take them off the line. Ready, ready. Look at us doing like our housekeeping during the turn. I don't often do that. Refit, ready. Yeah, a lot of these things built up that weren't right on the line last time. So excellent. Okay, so we're down in this little area here. He's 10,000. We're pushing for Gomel. I want to get to Gomel and along the Dnieper down to Kiev. That's the goal in the center. And then I've got the Hungarians coming to hold the line back here. But we have to get to Gomel as kind of the linchpin, or at least that's what I'd like to do. So let's start as we get on this side of the river. Oh, here's rail repair. Remember last time I was looking for the other one? He's right here. Where for you to go, my friend? Up in this area? Okay, you can't move anywhere by rail. Or right here? Let's do right here if we can. All right. Well, he's a little exposed. Let's move that if we can. We don't want the rail unit to get disorganized. Take the rail off. Okay, now where are we going to push here? I actually have this division that can come down and just, block this if needed. If needed. Let's do this. Let's start right here and try to knock that back. We do 13, 15, 142 as we push, push, push for Gomel. He could go there. He could go there with 8. He could also go right here with 11, and I could double this back. Um, let's double this guy back for a second just to make sure. He can get right here with 8. Let's take him, him, and really try to move that out of here. We route that out. 2974. Excellent. Okay. Now he could move forward one more, or could you move around? No. Okay. You move forward. Now then, I'd actually like him. I know he's attack. Oh, he can't do it. He doesn't have enough movement points. Damn it. Okay. I want to move that tank core while it's actually in bad shape. A lot of these look, this guy has got bad freight. He's got bad freight. I'm not sure if we can move this with what we've got out here, though. The Hungarians are going to move on the line right behind the river. So I'll get a couple of these guys in place anyway. They're eventually going to shoot south, kind of in this sector. But for now, we'll just bring them up here. Let's go ahead and try to take all 3 of these gold divisions and hit this guards unit and see if we can move it. Nope, we technically lose that battle. 531, 352. It was 1.7 to 1. It was close, but we don't move him. Shoot. Okay. Move the headquarters there. Hungarians. Sure. We may as well stack them with these units. Doesn't hurt. Some of these guys, well, that's not true. Let's go here and here, right whoop, didn't want to do that. Undo, undo. See, Kalo, I know how undo works. Okay, well, he's going to be here. This is the guy that actually probably needs to be on refit anyway. 1 and 9. We may as well put these Hungarians on some refit. They're off the line, so that's fine. And we'll move this guy down here. They'll just kind of be a secondary line until we can push to Gomel. Once we get to Gomel, we'll take some of these German cores and move them out of here. 5 and 3, 2 and 10. Can't attack there. He could attack there, but I don't really love that one. I do want to scoot him around just a little bit. We backed this guy off. I don't think this is going anywhere. He has to go across the river, across the woods. To Mother's house we grow. They are on refit now, CJ. Okay, we're at the hour mark. We're about halfway through down here. I think I'll call this an episode. When we come back next time, we'll kind of look down in this area. I think, we could. This guy's in bad shape. I say he's in bad shape. Yeah, 35 of 44. I may just take him off the line for a turn. This guy's got 8,000. A lot of these guys are just going to be holding. I'm going for Gomel. We've already got Kiev. Then I'm going to put Hungarians here and ship Germans out. Or at least that's the plan. We've got a lot of strength in this purple area here, and then we've got more Hungarians down here. But now they're having to hold off Kiev. That's okay, though. We've got some nutcracker opportunities down here. We can start trying to collapse this a little bit. We'll get the Hungarians on the line. We got to pay attention over here. The Soviets have a lot of strength, and defending Stalino is really important at this point, to say the least. I think maybe we can get surrenders all around here, or at least I hope we can. And then we've got to deal with this nonsense by pushing the panzers up. But that's all for tomorrow. That's going to be... That's right, Butts. Anyway, thank you guys so much. The hour flew by today. I thought, man, I probably got 20 minutes left to go. I looked up and it was an hour. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate. Hey, Kalo, thanks for the addition to the mini monocle fun. I appreciate it. You're the best. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll continue on. It's a battle. It's a battle out there.